is growing on, my gardening friends? It is like 7:30 in the morning, and y'all are honestly the first people to hear my voice. My face is probably still puffy, but if you are a true gardener in the heat of the summer, you know that this is the perfect time to get any kind of gardening chore done, because it's just way too hot during the day and the mosquitoes tear you up in the evening. So I'm out here right now actually putting together a list of all of the garden chores that I have to get done, and then I'm actually going to do them. And so I figured I'd take you on the ride so you can kind of see the end of July garden tour while I'm fixing it up. Usually when I do these garden tours, I've already done all the garden chores and staked and made it look really pretty, and so you got to see like a really pretty garden aesthetic. But this time I figured I'd switch it up for you to be able to really truly see the heart of the garden in the summer heat, the good, the bad, and the chaos of what's going down in here as I fix up and do what I need to do in preparation for August and for fall. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Okay, so I figured I'd start with an overview of the entire garden. So we have the bench, we have these two back beds and whatever's happening over here, and then we have this side of the trellis. And from a distance, everything looks relatively good. Like everything looks like it's growing well. I have some loofahs that's starting to dry on the vine, which I'm excited about. Things are looking pretty good. The beds over here look good, but it's when you get into the thick of things, when you truly start to see what's actually happening in this garden. We have this section over here where I don't even know what that is anymore, but apparently the vine borers didn't get it as bad as I thought it did. Thankfully I didn't pull it out. It's giving flowers and things, so that's looking pretty good. But let's get into the thick of this garden to really see what's happening. Now this is going to be a relatively quick video, only because most of what you see here, outside of it being staked up, it's probably going to get ripped out in preparation for fall. We're about to start hitting 100-degree weather, and so a lot of these things will not survive. And so I'm going to start, usually how I always do, with a side of the trellis, and we'll just go from there. So on this side, we have all of this Japanese sweet potato. And from all of the prior videos, I know for a fact I stuck way too many vines in here, but that was because I didn't have anywhere else to put them. I didn't want them to go to waste, but I know it'll give me something. It just probably won't be as big as a harvest as I would like it to be, because there's just way too many things growing in this one bag. But that's still looking strong. It's still going strong. I'm gonna wait until they just look like they need to be out of sight, out of mind, before I actually start harvesting them. And so that is what's going on here. This is a sunflower that I had planted out here a little while ago. I believe this is a Chianti hybrid. It's supposed to be like a really pretty orange, and so that looks good. What's so funny is that the zinnias that I planted from seed out here that look like it's been struggling the whole summer is finally getting its act together. This is a Cosmo, actually, that's all stuck up in there. But yeah, some of them are doing pretty well. This watermelon that I planted literally in March never did anything, so it's getting pulled. This okra, my okra is just... First of all, I know I got to come out here and harvest, because these okras are probably so big they're not even going to be good. But I don't eat okra like that either, so I don't know. I'm going to come and harvest that. But this was a cucumber. Oh, I got a cucumber on there. It was dying out because it's been giving me so many cucumbers all summer long. This Burpless Beauty variety is a very productive variety. It's been giving me so many cucumbers. They've been good. I actually just made some green juices with a lot of the cucumbers that I just didn't know what to do with. So I'm definitely going to be replanting this Burpless Beauty and getting some more rounds of them. But other than that, this bed looks pretty bare. It looks pretty bare, and I'm not going to overwhelm it with anything, because I will overwhelm it for fall with lettuce and all the things, because I'm really excited about that. This watermelon literally only gave me one. It was a sugar baby. It only gave me one, and so that's getting pulled. I just got this chocolate sprinkles this chocolate sprinkles tomato variety that I will be growing up this side of the trellis. And then I also have, what is this? A Cherokee purple. What is happening? Ooh, I better hurry up and get to this before it dies. But I also have a Cherokee purple that I'll be growing up this side. After I clean this up, I definitely have a lot to clean up. And then I'll put some new tomatoes there. Those sweet potatoes been sitting in that cup forever. I don't even know what I'm going to do with that anymore. It's just a little overwhelming, you guys, to keep up with everything. But inside this grow bag is the loofah that's been just basically creating a mess over there. And then I went ahead and just planted a dwarf sunflower here because I didn't know where else to put it. But other than that, like, this bed is still going strong. I have a lot of cleaning that I have to do and just cleaning up this side of the trellis to put new things for fall here. But other than that, I'm not upset with it. Finally, it looks like I'm getting a flower head on this white Eskimo marigold. But yeah, so this is this side of the bed. Still good. This strawberry is giving me so many runners. And I think I've mentioned in a previous vlog that I'm going to be taking those strawberries and the strawberries that's in the corner over there, replacing these herbs into those pots that I got from Dollar Tree and putting strawberries in here. That's what I'm going to be doing because I just don't feel like my herbs are thriving that well in these little small pots. And so that is a future plan that I have to do. Now, as we get to this bed, it seems like everything is just leaning to the right. And that's because I have a lot of staking I have to do. And honestly, this dahlia has to go. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it's a very pretty dahlia, but it's not a cut flower dahlia. And it's huge. It's just taking over the entire bed. Like, if I move it, it'll jump back. Look how much. And then look how much it just jumps back. Like, it is such a big flower, and it's kind of taking away from a lot of the vegetables that I do want to plant in here. So that is something that I will pull very soon. I had planted some radishes in here. Now, you have to be a really sucky gardener for none of your radishes to actually do well. And that's what happened in my case. I am just not very good at root crops. I don't water them enough. I don't keep them moist as much as I should, especially in this heat. And so I'm over it with the radishes and with everything like that. I'm just over it. But yeah, for the most part, this bed looks really good. The zinnias are doing well. I have a lot of deadheading that I have to do over here with these zinnias. But everything looks pretty good on this end. There's some staking I have to do and some harvesting I have to do. Definitely some staking because these are just basically hanging out of the bed. And then I have a lot of Sugar Rush peach peppers growing in here, but they're not transforming. They're not turning that orange, and the ones that are look like they have some type of root rot. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but everything else looks pretty good. Like, my ground cherry never recovered when it lost its stem from the hailstorm we had a few months back, and this one looks like it's kind of dying out. I've been watering it. I took it out the sun. I'm fertilizing it, but it's still just kind of like wham. And I think it may be because this pot is too small. I think if that one didn't experience the trauma that it did, it would have been really good. That's a really good size bag. This eggplant is finally pulling together. It was looking so rough when I had it over on the other side of the garden, but now that it's in more shade, it's starting to pull together. I don't eat eggplant like that, so I don't know what's gonna really come of this plant, but it looks good for now. But that's what's happening on this side. Over here we have the lemon balm. Excuse the birds. Over here we have the lemon balm. Now, I don't know if you remember, but it looked so luscious when it was inside the beds, but then when I pulled them, they looked crazy. But look, y'all, they're starting to pull through. Of course, there's some that I have to come in and just clean it up, but for the most part, it's pulling through. And then down here, I chopped this one to see which one would work best, but they seem to both be growing back in its own pace. This is starting to get new leaves here, so I'm really excited about this lemon balm, and I know it'll be fine, especially for fall. And now we approach this back bed. This back bed has been going through it. As you can see, I have tomatoes just kind of like all over the floor here. And that's because squirrels have just been coming and just taking my harvest. I got to actually come out here and harvest. As you can see, there's one on the floor they tried to get. But this bed is just... it has a mind of its own. It doesn't really grow as well as I want it to because the amount of shade it gets from this tree. And then it also, when it does ripen, because of that tree, the squirrels come and just do what they want to do. This tomato here, it looks like it wants to grow higher, but it can't because of the tree. So I don't know. This bed is very bare, and I'm going to be mainly using this bed for a lot of beans, chard, kale. Like, this is going to be a really nice fall bed because of the shade that it gets. And so I'm really excited about that. I have some staking up that I got to get done, some harvesting. But yeah, this bed for the most part is good. I actually have a cantaloupe growing in that back green bed. And so I just took the vine and put it up this trellis stick thing here. And look, we have a cantaloupe coming. So that's exciting. But anyway, this bed, this is what's going on in this bed. Nothing much, just some weeding and some normal wear and tear from the summer. Now, as we come to this side is not bad as well. We have a giant sunflower growing here, a mammoth, I believe, or an American giant. My echinacea, look, I'm getting little flowers, and I grew these from seed, y'all. Got some dead leaves on there, but other than that, it looks pretty good. This is a red sunflower that's pulling out strong. And then in here, we just have some random things. This is a, I don't know what this is. What is this? Oh, it's another mini harvest. It's a mini harvest, so they're going to be like mini pumpkins. We have my tomato. What is this? A pineapple tomato. This is a homemade pickles variety pickle. What is this? This is a sugar pie pumpkin, some basil, everything. Nothing is new in this bed. My lemon boy is looking pretty good, but other than that, nothing is really new. Looks like this plant here is kind of dying out, so I have some pruning that I have to do. Ooh, another little cantaloupe is coming in, and let me just go to that side. So this is the tons of loofah that are in here. We also have a good bit of, there's a lot of bees in here, so I may not be in here that long, but we also have a good bit of cantaloupes coming in. This one is dry. I think I should take that one off. We got some cantaloupes over here that I actually have to stake up. We've got a cucumber, so I gotta get in here. We got some, oh, is this another cucumber, or I think that's a cucumber. And then we also have like a loofah on top. Like, it's just a lot happening under here. But yeah, so I guess that brings us to this bed here, where I also have another variety of a pickle here. That is I'm not sure what this is. Wow, I got a lot of sugar pie pumpkins growing. So it's another sugar pie pumpkin. And then that is a sun sugar tomato that I will have growing up this trellis here. Now this bed, let me come to the front of it. This bed has seen better months. Well, y'all have seen it have better months, but I think it's time for this bed to kind of get chopped down. I have a lot of eggplants growing in here. And honestly, for anyone who is watching this who has not started their garden yet, please do not grow things that you do not or will not eat. Okay? Because I have about 3 plants of eggplants in this bed, and I haven't harvested them, so some of them are turning brown. Well, honestly, they didn't get as big as I assumed they were going to get, and so I just left them, and now they're turning brown, and that's a sign of stress or heat. And so it's just a lot happening with these eggplants. I feel like they're too small for me to really do anything with them, and so I'm probably going to pull a lot of these eggplants. My basil went to flower, and so I'm probably going to pull those too and get another round of basil in here. This bed is probably going to be the first bed that gets the true chop come August in order to be prepared for fall. So, and I'm not mad at it, because honestly, it's just way too hot to be out here keeping up with all these plants. And so if I can start clearing out some of these beds in preparation for fall, that is going to be my number one goal for this upcoming month. I also have a tithonia growing over here, and that is a echinacea that I'm not ready to let go of. I still feel like it can survive. But then here, that leads us to Tomato Lane. Now, Tomato Lane is about to get moved because it is so hot that we are just losing. We are losing leaves and not giving much of a production. Like, look at these tiny things that have been there forever. And so I'm going to move all of these grow bags on the other side where that eggplant was, because of the amount of shade that it gets, in hopes that it survives until the fall. And that goes for all of these. Like, this is a sun gold. This branch done broke off. I gotta pull that off, but it looks rough, and I gotta come out here and harvest. So Tomato Lane is doing okay. I'm going to definitely be moving it to the shade, and that just leaves that back bed. This back bed is so wild. It's like a jungle, and I'm not gonna go too close in there because there's just way too many bugs for my liking this morning. But this bed honestly is doing really well. I'm surprised that none of the tomatoes done fried and died yet. All of the tomato leaves still look really healthy. Ooh, look, another tomato on the ground because of these freaking squirrels. But they look really healthy. They look really good. I gotta come in here and get some harvesting done. And yeah, so there's not much of an update besides all of the cleaning that I have to do in preparation for fall now that we're hitting August. This bed is going to be one of the first beds that gets an August makeover. I'm going to be ripping all of this out in preparation of planting my russet and tomatoes, my russet potatoes and my Yukon gold potatoes. So that is what's going to be growing in this bed for fall. And so I cannot wait, because look, child, this been like this all summer. Okay, I've been honestly leaving it because the bugs have just been, honestly, they've been stopping here, which is, I'm thankful for that, because they really haven't been doing much in the front of my garden. And so this has been a martyr bed, which is now about to reap its harvest by getting some nutrients put in it and getting some potatoes put in it. So that's what's going on in this bed there. But as we close out, we have this bench, which all of these will be getting pulled. Let me know, what should I plant in this? Last year, I did some lettuce for fall. I had different kinds of like butter crunch and different types of varieties of lettuce. But let me know, what should I plant in this when I pull this out? These are just random pots. This area here, I remember I've been saying for the past maybe 2 months that I was going to turn this into a cottage garden, but I kind of changed my mind because I felt like that was a little bit too permanent. I don't want really anything too permanent. I want something I can move around. And so I measured the length of that. I measured the length of this side of the shed, and it is 8 feet long. And so I'm going to just go ahead and make an 8-foot L-shaped garden bed. And that's just going to I'm just going to put flowers and other stuff for fall. Literally whatever can fit, I'm going to put in that bed there. So that's what's going to be happening hopefully in August. This here I thought died. I don't honestly know what it is, but I thought it died. But it seems to be doing well. So I'm just going to leave it until it's time for me to build the bed. And if I can transplant it, then I'll try my best to do that. But that's what's going on here. And then we have these potatoes. These potatoes, they don't look too bad. I'm not going to harvest them yet. I'm going to harvest them when these plants look like they just need to go. That's probably when I'll harvest it. But what's cool is that it has this little like flap thing where I can just pull the potatoes out from the bottom rather than having to like dig in and do the most. This bench is still here, hanging on by a thread. I will be getting rid of it soon, I promise. It's just, honestly, it's just too hot to be doing huge projects with all the motivation that I've had before. The heat completely zapped it. And now the last thing before I close out this vlog, my OG people who've been watching my vlogs from the beginning know that my first episode, I planted a bunch of sunflowers in the ground because I couldn't understand why the plants where the squirrels were stealing the seeds out of the bed and putting it into the ground were growing so much better than the things that were growing in my grow bag. So someone actually commented down below on one of those videos about how the nutrients in the ground is just way better. And so I was like, yeah, that definitely makes sense. But I went ahead and I planted sunflowers in the ground that episode. And I never gave y'all an update, but these are the two that did actually end up sprouting. I don't know what this one is because I don't know where the stick is, but it looks really good. And on this one, it looks like someone took the top of it. So this is a topless sunflower, but I'm going to leave it because I'm sure it's going to grow side shoots of really pretty flowers as well. That one is a velvet queen. And so, yeah, this is basically the entire garden. This is a sunflower over here that I planted. I don't know what it is, though. We'll see when it opens up. But this is basically the garden in its full form. It's a lot going on, a lot that I need to do, and I will be lying if I didn't say I am kind of over summer gardening. It is way too hot and too many mosquitoes, and so I will stick it through. But right now, my mind is solely on fall. Like, my mind is solely on fall. It's solely on getting this garden back into its full glory for fall. But that's it. That is the full garden look. I'm sweating just being out here already. It's only about 8:30 and it's starting to get really hot, and I didn't even get any of my chores done. So I'm going to end this video here, and hopefully I will see you guys in my Garden Diary series, because that is where I take you on the ride of the good, the bad, and the chaos, and everything that I am doing to get this garden to look like this. But that is all that I have for you guys today. Bye.